All right, Bismillah. Assalamu alaikum. Now, what was this all about, ya Jama'ah? This whole activity, what is it all about? This is basically, just to let you know, it's a sample survey of what's going on among the younger generation, your generation, not just on this campus. It's back a representation of the Muslim community around the country. One thing I want you to know before even I start reading the surveys over here. One thing I want you to know, it's very ironic for me, is that I know many of you in this room, mashallah, you guys are very, very hopeful, inshallah ta'ala. By the end of your school years from this campus, you'll be married to one of those guys or one of those girls in this room. But I tell you what. This is the deans of the freshmen, by the way. Those are the deans of the freshmen. But by the time, when time passes by and you spend more time on campus, I've seen this unfortunately, as a common thing almost in every single campus. It's not likely to happen. I'm telling you. It is not likely to happen. And I have seen it that it's easier for you guys to marry someone from across country than you marry someone from the exact same campus. And I've seen that it's easier for guys to go as far as California to marry someone from a different MSA chapter than marrying someone from your own MSA chapter. It's very ironic. And when you ask them why, you'll see the answer here. They all give the same answer. And we'll see what these answers are. But I'm telling you now the reality. So if you're going to be fantasizing, spending so much of your emotional energy on attracting somebody from the opposite gender in this room for marriage, may Allah be with you. That's all what I tell you. Because this is reality. Do I like it? Do I approve it? Do I promote this? Do I encourage this or discourage that? I don't. But I'm telling you what I have seen. This is my observation. And I've seen it, the closer the brothers and the sisters they get together, the closer they get together, the less likely they will marry from each other. The closer they get together, the more they start looking like siblings than like, marriage material personalities. And the closer you get to the opposite gender in this, it's basically you'll realize that it's only an attraction to the opposite gender. Marriage material, I don't know. So let's see what is exactly that delaying these guys from proposing and delaying these ladies from saying yes. So what is it exactly that delaying it? And by the way, this is for you to know. Then when you need to accept, and for you guys, when you're supposed to start a relationship. Because I know most of us, we fantasize, to have a relationship until we graduate so we can get married. But I'm telling you that statistically speaking, it is not easy to happen. So, shall we start with the guys? With the list of the guys or with the ladies?
Ladies first.
Ladies first. Bismillah. So this is for you guys. I was waiting for that answer actually. Anyway, so let's see what the sisters say about why they're delaying their marriage. And for you guys, I want you to start taking notes. Take your cell phones out, put notes, I want you to know why these ladies, they're not accepting your proposals. If you try. Number one, they say, we want to be educated before we get married. Cool, right? They want to be educated before they get married. There's a secret behind it. I'm going to come back to it, inshallah. Number two, the sister, they say that I hope that they're talking about themselves, not about you guys. But they say, not mature enough yet. Which means, I don't know about marriage, I'm not ready for that, and so on. So basically they say we're not mature enough for that. We're not ready for it. So basically there's a risk while you're still in college, there's a risk that you meet somebody who doesn't think about marriage at all. They just want to be in a relationship because that's what it is for them. But just the feeling of being, loved by someone or cared by somebody else. Number three, they want to be independent before having to what? To take care of someone else. So they want to be independent before having to take care of someone else. Isn't that a paradox? You're independent and you're taking care of somebody else. So if you're independent, how are you going to even care about taking care of somebody else afterwards? So they want to be independent. But what do you mean by independent? That's the question. Is it financial independence? Or what is it exactly we're talking about over here? So we're going to explain that inshallah. Number four. They want to spend more time with family. Basically, they say they want to spend more time with family to learn how to deal with the in-laws. So for the guys who fantasize of marrying a girl and bring her home to live with his family, good luck with that. So they're already telling you, I'm not a big fan of this arrangement. And number 5, they're still too young. Age factor. Now I don't know what you mean by too young, because it's a relative issue. Now sometimes you think I'm 27 but I'm still too young. I'm 25, I'm still too young. So what is it that age that you put just like a cut? That this is the age, the youngest age or the oldest age. You're going to have to think about it. We shall see how things work, dynamics of marriage happens in reality. This group, again from the ladies, they say, number one, they say, parents. So they're delaying their marriage because of their parents. So what does that exactly mean? It means expectation, they don't match theirs, what they're looking for, so they bring in somebody they're not interested in. Some parents don't want to let go yet of their daughters. They want them to keep them as long as possible. So basically it's that that's something subhanAllah I've seen among parents, cultural parents in particular, and to be honest and frank with you, in the Desi culture more than the Arab culture, I've seen it, is that they want to keep their kids as long as possible. It's just like when their kids get married, parents, they think their kids are growing away. They don't realize they're just growing up. But parents, they see them growing away. And that's when the in-law issue comes in. That's why there's a huge fight within the culture because of that issue. Number 2, culture. A lot of taboos. And they mean by that, marrying someone from a different cultural background. Like if you bring somebody from a different culture, different background, different ethnicity, like it's a blasphemy for some cultures. Astaghfirullah. Are you serious? A'udhu billah. Why? It's a huge issue. Number 3, education. Because for them they put /stability. I'm not sure how education is /stability. But I know why. I'll tell you the reason for it. Number 4, financial stability. The ladies are looking for financial stability. But the guys, why would the ladies want to have financial stability? If you're going to be the breadwinner, like many of you fantasize, right? To be. So how is this going to contribute to the relationship? And number 5, the age, which is maturity issue. So, and there's a number 6 actually point they added there because so much to add. They say they have not found someone appropriate yet. Dead silence. Because why? Seriously? So the guy says, maybe they're talking about the guy next to me, right? So this is from the sister side. Let's hear it from the guys. Ladies, this is for you. So basically, if you see anyone that has any of these qualities, don't even try. Don't even try to send a hint, whatever that you want. Nothing. Even if you volunteer together, don't even try to just kind of send the hidden messages like, I'm interested in the future. If he has any of these qualities, you will be wasting your time and your age. Number 1, the reason why these guys, they don't propose. Number 1, they say, because we are broke. So they admit, basically the first thing came to their mind is what? Money. That means as long as, this is my advice for you then, as long as these guys are still in school, don't even waste your time. Well, they're going to graduate eventually. Yeah, don't waste your time now then. Why? Because you might find someone, or might somebody propose to you who's already ready. And just like I said, statistically speaking, it might not happen from this campus. So, just cool it down and don't waste your emotional energy on maybe a losing case. Number 2, waiting for Mr. Right.
Mrs. Right.
Well, there's no S over there, man. This doesn't exist, actually. The extension of the R. It's Austin, you know. Keep it weird. Anyway, so basically waiting for Mrs. Right. Okay, fine. So that's basically, that's kind of retaliation of what you guys said about them, right? There is no guys over here that's suitable for marriage. So they said, well, there's no girls suitable for marriage. Yeah, they're all, mashallah, they're all nice and they're all gentle, they're all, young and this and that and beautiful, whatever, but marriage material? I don't know. That's what they say. Number 3, school. So I need to finish school first. Number 4, parents. They also know that you have the same problem like them. Sometimes my parents, they will always resist for many reasons. And number 5, they say cultural differences. The issue of race. Like somebody, an Arab wants to marry an African, let's say, girl, and a Daisy wants to marry a convert, a revert, or Arab, and so on. And yeah, just a lot of drama happens in the household because of this. This group says, number 1, they're admitting, number 1, why they're not proposing yet? Number 1, maturity, which means we're still kids. We're not just in the mood for marriage. Just having fun, which is true. When it comes to marriage, speaking about marriage, when you talk about marriage, the sisters are always serious. But when you talk about marriage with the guys, they're always laugh. Why? It's not like it's a laughing matter. It just tickles. Really, for them, when you talk about marriage, it's just so funny. Oh my God, it's so lovely. But for the ladies, they know, oh my God, there's in-laws, there's children, there's staying at home and all that stuff. It's serious for them. But for the guys, it's just like, wow, lovely, just sunsets and having dinners together and all that stuff and so on. It's lovely. That's why they think, they fantasize of the wonders that they're going to get, but they don't realize the responsibility yet. So number 1, they say maturity. Number 2, education, which tells you, again, it was mentioned twice in the same crowd over here, as long as they're in school, they're not ready for marriage. Will I wait for him? Don't waste your time. Don't waste your time. I don't want to say it's not worth it, but it's a risky situation. Number 3, finances. That's the polite way of saying broke. So basically, it says finances, we're not ready for that. Number 4, it said we haven't found the one. Wow. The 2 groups say the same thing about you guys. And number 5, and I admire you for admitting that, guys, they say, fear of rejection. Ooh. You see, for a guy to propose, you guys know where this is coming from? Where is this coming from? It's coming from the masculine ego. You see, Allah created them that way. You can't change it. Don't say, fear of what? What? So what? Be a sportsman. If you're rejected, Bismillah, move on. What's the problem with that? Easy said for you than the guys. SubhanAllah, when it comes to this issue, the ladies are, alhamdulillah, they're easygoing. I mean, they can step on their ego and move on. But these guys, they take it very, very seriously. I don't say it's right or wrong now, but that's what happens. So fear of rejection. They're so afraid to go and propose and get rejected. That's why one time I remember I was actually given a lecture also for the MSA in one of the universities in Illinois. So one of the guys said the question. He goes, Sheikh, says, I have, basically he knows a sister and he keeps stalking her on Facebook. Basically, like many guys, they don't look in gatherings, but then they go to Facebook and keep looking. At all the pictures they can find there. SubhanAllah. So this guy, he's been stalking this lady basically on Facebook. He said, I'm so obsessed that I cannot stop going to her Facebook page and look at her pictures. Which makes it, ladies, for you, if you put your pictures there, I'm telling you, it's public. Don't say, no, this is for my family, this is for my friend. It's going to go out, whether you like it or not. And trust me, I've seen so many cases that these things will taunt you for a very long time. We're both brothers and sisters, by the way. Even you guys, when you go and you act, sometimes, in most ridiculous ways with your young friends, and then after you mature, you forget that you have history on your Facebook. So when people dig your page, they will see all these silly pictures you had down there, and it's like, oh man. Like what happened, one guy, he came to me and he asked me to help him propose to a lady, so I did. The lady, she came back to me, she goes, I'm not interested anymore. I said, why? Because, well, I checked his Facebook and also I didn't like what I saw. I saw, that guy, he's very, mashallah, mature. So I went to his Facebook myself and I saw pages that goes way from the time Facebook was established. And I called him and I said, are you serious? I said, no, I know you now that you're not that person anymore. But if you're going to be getting married, please go update your Facebook page. So, Wallah, Sheikh, I haven't used it for a very long time. I said, I know, but just take it off. remove that stuff and so on. So he lost subhanahu opportunity because of that. So the point of, like I said, so this guy in the university, he said, I keep stalking and basically look at her pictures and so on. So what do you suggest? What do you think? I said, well, there's my response to him. I said, just to let you know, if you think that you're the only one who is doing that, you're mistaken. So just like you going after her Facebook page and going to look into her pictures, I want you to know that there are tons of other guys on campus doing the same thing. So if you're man enough right now, if you're ready for marriage, why don't you man up enough to go and propose to her? And the ladies, they all earn, whoa! The guy just disappeared. I don't know what happened to him. But eventually, the whole point is that fear of rejection. The guys, they always want to propose. They look basically at so many out there and they have somebody on their minds, but they don't see themselves ready. And they're so scared of going proposing in this situation and get rejected. That's why if a guy comes to propose to you, ladies, maybe it's wise to take it easy on them in the way that you say no. As a suggestion, basically, just say, I did istikhara and I don't think it's working, alhamdulillah. So that's just one way. So the guys, they're adding a 6th point and a 7th point, I don't know how many points as well. They say number 6, actually, parents. They say parents. So what exactly we mean by these situations? I'm going to ask you this question right now, and hopefully we can further discussion on this issue, inshallah ta'ala.